Are we live on the Facebook? Let me get over here and double check. That was fast. Man, maybe it's fast because nobody's here today. Let me double check. See where I can find myself. I am still not seeing it. Does it? I don't see myself frozen. Do you see myself? All right, let's get it quiet. 60 seconds of gratitude is the way we begin every single morning grind, which is Monday through Friday, 8:30, right here on the Good Time Tommy Facebook and YouTube. I probably need to add in the Instagram. If you would do me a huge favor, like, comment, and share the stream. It's Football Friday, but before we get into that, we're going to start our show, like always, with 60 seconds of gratitude. What are you thankful for this morning, Jake?
Thankful for the opportunity to work here.
Now, why are you so thankful?
Because
we didn't know how it was going to go on Monday.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
We weren't sure. Cameron, where the hell are you? I need you in here for your picks. Josh, thank you for getting on here. Hey, I'm thankful. You've had a good week. Let's brag. Let's brag on this man. I'll brag on you just for a bit. Leaderboard. Yesterday, I want to give my congratulations. Yesterday was Thursday, September the 8th. Jacob Freeze made 103 phone calls. What?
So that was a light day for this week.
103. Maybe, no, damn it. I'm sorry. I don't know why this setting. I don't like this setting. Let me go to the dialer dashboard. You made. I get excited and I'm grateful for phone calls because phone calls produce. You made 101 phone call. It says you were on the phone. How many people did you talk to yesterday?
Maybe 10, if that.
It says were you on the phone for an hour and 43 minutes? Josh made 50. It looks like we talked yesterday for 5 hours and 42 minutes. I can live with that. All right. Cameron's going to Bert's event. That's good. Chris Clark, we are Penn State. Give me your opinion on Penn State. Let's look you up. My wife is on here. I thought Saturdays are for football. Well, every day's for football, Brittany Renee. I don't even know. Penn State is playing Ohio. Chris Clark, it's not even worth talking about that game. As a matter of fact, I've looked through the schedule. If your team is playing somebody and you want to give me a comment or a prediction, throw it up here. But I'm looking. There's just not very many games to look at and predict. I can see one I'm going to talk about. Two. Of course, I'm going to talk about Notre Dame. I can't help but not talk about them. But there's maybe 3 or 4 games I'm going to talk about. So if you've got an opinion or if you think I'm wrong, let me know. So you don't even really follow college football, do you?
Ohio State.
You don't even know who's their starting quarterback.
C.J. Stroud, baby.
Okay.
Heisman.
Okay, well, we're going to start off with, I think, the most, I would say Tennessee versus Pittsburgh is probably the most relevant game on the weekend. Because there's just not very many teams that are playing higher levels of competition. Tennessee, in this ranking, I don't know if this is an AP or coaches poll, but they're very similarly ranked. Tennessee is 24. They're going on the road. They're playing the 17th ranked Pittsburgh Panthers. It's 2:30 Central Standard Time. Last year, Pitt had a very surprising team. Hell, Pitt. Brittany Renee says, I'm out. Peace. Okay, well, thank you for your support, Brittany Renee. So last year was Tennessee's first year under Josh Heupel, the new coach. He came in and has, as the year progressed. Hello, Hayden. Give me your thoughts on college football Saturday. Eat shit, Pitt, says Joshua Harrell. I like it, Josh. Last year going into that game, I thought Tennessee was going to win that game. It was at home, and I had a lot of I was probably too overconfident on Josh Heupel. I can't remember what the score was. Tennessee over Pitt, says Jacob. I can't remember last year's score, but I know it was a couple touchdowns. But it did get close. And at that time, I did not know what Pitt would be like. They had a great quarterback. Kenny Pickett was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they won that game, but surprisingly, they had a great season, a very, very good season. So at the time, I was disappointed that Tennessee lost that game. So Tennessee went on, and I think last year they had a pretty good year. I can't remember. I can't remember their wins, 7 or 8. They lost in a bowl game to Purdue, and I was disappointed in that. But last Thursday night, they played a terrible team. You can't tell much by it, but I got a lot of faith in their quarterback. It's the Vols' year. Who?
And his name Hooker, the quarterback.
Yeah. Yes, that is his name. I've got a lot of faith, and I believe Tennessee. I'm not going to predict the score. If I had to predict the score, I think Tennessee's going to score a lot of points, even though Pitt has a coach that's a defensive-minded. He can probably figure out ways. But, I think Tennessee's going to score at least 35 points in this game. I would be surprised if they didn't. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Vols beat Pitt. Who in here, that's my prediction for that one. There's just not very many good games to talk about. We could really highlight this one quite a bit. I'm not a Tennessee fan, but I've become one because my buddy, 35-17, that's a good guess. My buddy is the head of their recruiting department up there, so I really hope they win. You pick the Vols. Hayden, you agree on what? Who do you agree with, Hayden? Van, what is your prediction?
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, comment and tell me your prediction. Tennessee versus Pittsburgh. Probably the highlight game day will be at Austin, Texas. Alabama versus Texas will probably be the highlight, the spotlight, the two biggest brands that are playing. And I don't even know what the spread is. I just think that Texas, they're under a second-year coach, Steve Sarkisian, and they've got higher expectations. Texas has had high expectations for a long time, and they never really seem to live up to those expectations. As a matter of fact, I would say they really, really disappoint a lot of their fans. A really, really good friend of mine, Dr. Chesney, he's an OBGYN here in town. He went to Texas. I texted him yesterday to say good luck. So Sarkisian also was a coach under Saban a couple years ago, and they had a great offense. The 2020 Alabama offense was unbelievable. I mean, they had Mac Jones and I think they did have Devontae Smith. I mean, they had Najee Harris. They had a great offense, man. Notre Dame couldn't stop them in the bowl game, but I just do not see any possible scenario where this game is even close. In your opinion, what is a close football game? How many points separates a decent game from a terrible game?
7-14.
I think you can be 7-14. It's still okay game. I think once Jacob Free says Alabama all day, I believe once you get over 21 points, it's probably not even a contest worth watching. I believe Alabama smokes them by 21. Going to Austin, there's going to be, Jake just says 2 touchdowns. Going to Austin to those games, tons of people there. I know Texas is going to be really, really fired up. Their people, their fans, their students. It's probably going to be a great atmosphere. And maybe it's close early. Maybe it's close for the first half, but I really think that I really, really, really think that Alabama's going to pull away, and we're going to be like, it's they beat the hell out of them.
Didn't Texas lose last week, or did they win?
No, Texas won. I don't remember who they beat. I should have that on here. But another game that's this just tells you the level of competition this week. We've got Wake Forest versus Vandy. Now, Wake Forest is one of those teams, whenever they go play really, really, really good teams, they give them a match, but they just don't quite have enough talent to beat the big guys. This is a great test for Vanderbilt, who is also undefeated. And the reason why I'm paying attention to this game is because Vanderbilt's head coach was Notre Dame's defensive coordinator, and he was one of the best defense coordinators in Notre Dame history. He played football, I think, at NBA. He's definitely from Nashville, so he's come back to his home. He walked on. He played football at Vanderbilt, so he's back there, and they have beat two nobodies. So this is Vanderbilt's first test. They're going to play Wake Forest, and I believe Wake Forest, they've got a really good quarterback, and I think he's out. Wake Forest, this is probably the most important pick of the day. I think, Tennessee Pitt, but this right here might be the Jacob says Vandy 24, Wake 13. So you're going with Vandy.
I like that quarterback they got.
Who?
I don't know his name, the black guy, number 5.
For Vandy?
Yeah.
Do you even know who he is?
I didn't. Last week he was going crazy.
Was he?
Yeah,
Are you sure? I'd have to do more research. Van, who do you like? If Chris Clark, who do you like in this game? Wake Forest or Vandy? I'm going with Vandy. I need to say Vandy beats Wake Forest. And I also got to update Bama thumps Texas. Dr. Chesney, I apologize. So I'm really excited. Vanderbilt, whenever James Franklin was at Vanderbilt, they won 9 games like 3 years in a row. That's unheard of at Vanderbilt. I would like to see Clark Lee get back. Oh, he's going Wake Forest. Man. Damn, Chris Clark. Well, I hope I hope they win. It's an 11 o'clock game, so we'll get to see it early, see the outcome. The last game I'm going to talk about, this game, of course, we'll see how it goes. But it's Notre Dame versus Marshall. And the only reason why I'm bringing this game up is because I'm a huge Notre Dame fan. As a matter of fact, if you ask my wife, we got married on a Friday night because we could not miss a Notre Dame game. That's pretty sick, but that's who I am. That's my joy. That's my jam, as she says. So Notre Dame, they went on the road to Jake's boys, Ohio State, last week. And I really think a lot of people were surprised by how long the game stayed competitive. So Notre Dame was breaking in a brand new quarterback. He didn't play his senior year of high school because of COVID. He had a knee injury, so he only played 1 year of high school football. So I felt like he showed up. He's a tough kid. We're still waiting to see how well he throws. Last year, Notre Dame played somebody similar, like Toledo, and they really, really struggled. As a matter of fact, last year, Notre Dame went – I think they won 11-1 in the regular season, but against Toledo last year in their second game, they really, really struggled. As a matter of fact, they had to go down, come from behind, and win the game on the last series. That's how they won the game. So games like this can get close, but it's a new era. Marcus Freeman is their coach, and I've got a feeling, I'm anticipating Notre Dame wins this game going away. I'm predicting they win by at least 28 points. Let me put this in here. And I think Notre Dame is going to surprise. I think they're going to have a surprise win this year. And most people that I know, they're a little bit younger, they have no clue Notre Dame has actually won big games because they've lost so many big games year after year after year. Well, 38-10 Marshall. You're trying to steal me. Chris Clark, do you think Notre Dame destroys Marshall, or do you think it's a close game? But most people have never seen Notre Dame win big games. They did beat Clemson. Good morning, Shannon Wheeler. They did beat Clemson a couple years ago when Trevor Lawrence had COVID. A lot of people put an asterisk by there as a home game for now. They also had one of their best defensive player out that day, so did it really count? Notre Dame under Marcus Freeman, I believe, will eventually be a legit top 5 program. So this week, Football Friday was light, and it's not my damn fault. It's because so many sorry-ass scheduled football games just aren't even worth talking about. I mean, Georgia over Samford. It's not even going to be a contest. But I do believe this. Georgia is the best team right now. Georgia is the best team in college football, and Well, that's how we'll end every show. We're talking about who the top team is. We'll go Alabama second, Ohio State third, Clemson very uncertain of. Got quarterback issues. So we'll just pay attention to that as the season goes along. But every week on Friday we're going to talk about Football Friday. It's going to be a little bit more fun. Tell me, Blake Prose should be on here, and he could give me a guaranteed win. If you're going to bet, here's who you should bet on. I hope I don't get sued, but maybe we can get people on here in the future and they can say, hey, bet on this game. Everybody have a great weekend. Go Vols, go Irish, and roll Tide. Shut us down, Ving Grafton.